Hey, what's up everybody? So I'm back at Taos Valley. Twining River is what we kind of call this. I'm hoping to catch something today. I'm going to use spinners. The river is a little low and it's really clear. It's perfect for spinner. I'm going to show you some footage of the river before I start fishing, but I'm going to start right now. It's about 3:15 in the afternoon. I like to go early morning or late afternoon, later than this. But this is the opportunity that I have this week, so we're gonna do it, okay guys? So I'll let you see the river for a second. This is the hole I like to start with here at Twining River. You could see that little small waterfall leading into that little pool there. Even when the water's clear like this and pretty slow, there's fish in there. When it's deep, there's more fish in there. This is one of my favorite spots. Here's where I bring my son to pull out his first fish, just to get him excited about the day and get fish on his brain, I guess we could say. So this is the first spot we're gonna fish. My son's already fishing it to the right. You can't see him. He's fishing those riffles. Hopefully I can get myself on camera catching a fish today. So here we go. One more thing before I start casting. I'm using a Mepps. It's an Aglia, and that's a 0. I like that coloration because it's a rainbow trout coloration. I catch a lot of fish in this river with that. Also, that same spinner in silver or just plain gold, it's pretty good. So I just wanted to show you. So this is the angle I'm gonna fish this hole from. I'm literally gonna throw it out there and reel it through this. I wish I would have brought worms, because I would have just dropped them right into that. Boom, and just let the water take it. I would have probably caught a fish that way. Now I seem to have lost my cameraman. My son took off somewhere without me fishing. He probably wants to catch before me. But so I'm gonna attempt this spot right here, and until my cameraman comes back, I can't get myself on camera filming, so bear with me. I'm gonna cast into this spot a few times. Hopefully I could at least show you a fish out of that hole. So I fished this spot for a few minutes with no luck. So I'm hoping to drive a little more up and see what we can find, and we'll try another hole. I'll stop and show you the next hole and we'll fish it out. So we drove down the road about 3/4 of a mile. The river's very low, as you can see. Unfortunately, there's somebody's tent or something in the river. Always pick up after yourself, guys. I'm gonna try to cast into this. I was gonna try to go in through here, but that looks like some deep mud. I don't want any piece of that, so I'm gonna toss in there, see what I could get. On this river, sometimes when the river looks very low and there's not a good spot, you can catch fish in this river with spinners if you have the right one. So I'm gonna give it a shot, fish this little area. So my cameraman took off on me. I caught this little brown trout here. I'll put it up closer. God, I had to say he's about 6-7 inches. I'm gonna put him back in the water. I caught him out of this hole. I cast it exactly right out here. I reeled it in, and he hit me about right here. But there's my brown trout. I'm happy to see a brown trout. And he's gone. Hopefully I catch that guy when he's about 18 inches. So right here, I want to show you a spot where I totally, right there in that pool, would be using a hook with a worm, but I didn't bring worms just because I like fishing spinner in this river. But that's another spot there. I tried with my spinner already. I gave it a few tries. I'm gonna let my son fish it out next. But there definitely are spots in Twining River for worms. So if you're watching this, bring worms with you. Trust me. That spot right there, I throw my line in there with the worm. Right at the waterfall, same thing here where all that white is, that white rapid. I throw it in there and let it take my stuff downstream a little bit. Let's go check on my son. He's fishing a little bit up. I went to check on my son and I was shooed away, so we're gonna go on our own. We're gonna go a little downstream and see if we find any holes. So looking at this, I'm thinking right there is where I'm gonna cast up in here and reel it in through here. And I'm gonna go a little downstream. Right here it's a little rough. There's more water than I expected, I guess. But we'll check it out. That's the hole I was fishing, but from the other side. So we'll check it out. So right here is an awesome hole. Marcus is fishing it. I cast my line. I saw the fish follow my spinner, but there's a boulder about, geez, I want to say right there, and my line went over it and the fish turned around. So right now Marcus is trying to get it between the two. He's going to cast about right there and reel it right on through there. We know there's fish in there. I saw it chase my line. I hope my son has better luck than I just did. So I just snuck up on Marcus fishing. Hopefully he doesn't get mad. So I know there's a fish in this spot. There's some good holes right there. You can't tell with my camera. There is a very good hole there. Spinner, I would go along that, but there are some worm holes here that have me a little bit upset that I didn't bring worms. I'm gonna go a little upstream, see if there's anything better. Marcus is fishing a really good hole. You can see the little beaver dam there in the valley. Marcus up as a deep hole, and it's beautiful. Gosh, worms would have been the thing to use today. So if you're watching this, definitely bring worms. Don't forget that, or you'll be like me, watching the fish come up to my spinner and turn around. I was your good, bad example today. Hopefully you catch yourself out of there. It's getting windy. So I caught another little guy. The hole was a nice little hole he hit. He's small. I'm going to take him off this spinner and I'm going to let him go again. Like I said, I want him to grow big. He's a brown trout. That was my chance to show you. You can tell by his spotting, the gold color on him. Do you see the gold? Ah, stay still, buddy. I better make this quick. The gold coloring and the spots, the red spots, tells me he's a German brown. These are my favorite fish. I'm gonna go get him in the water ASAP. So the lesson learned there, I think, is be better prepared. We caught 2 fish. They weren't too big, but they were browns. I loved that. Next time I go back, I'm definitely taking worms, and you don't want to take the big night crawlers to this river. The fish are a little smaller right now. I think that river's been fished out a bit through the summer. Those campgrounds have been open. So take smaller worms, take a bunch of them. I saw at least 10 to 12 holes where you could have used worm. That could have been 10 to 12 fish for all we know. So definitely I'll be more prepared with the worms. I went to that river hoping to only have to use spinner, but I soon realized that I would have caught more fish had I taken hooks and worms. I had my hooks, just didn't have my worms. So lesson learned there. So I hope you liked it. I'll try to get us another body of water for next week. Hopefully I can find something with a little water and a cameraman to film me. So you guys have a good week. I'll see you next week with another